Hello there, my name is Randy and welcome back to Mainline Modeler YouTube channel. If this is your first time viewing the channel, thank you for joining us. If you like what you see, subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you're returning, welcome back. So you caught me again at the layout. I'm doing a water feature here, and I'm just trying to design it. Come on over and I'll show you. So as the track comes down the gorge here, it's going to come around, and it's not attached yet. It will be. It comes around the bend here, and it's going to cross, and we're going to have a bridge right here. We'll talk about that over at the workbench, and then it will continue around to the left over to the harbor. So this is all going to be water, and I have rocks that I'm going to put in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I'll figure it out. You can see the train on the background. Okay, so we're now over at the workbench, and as I alluded to earlier, this hobby is getting rather expensive. There's a lot of new stuff I want to buy, and I will buy. But there's some used stuff that we can get that's just as good as the new stuff, sometimes hardly even ran, and it's at a lot of reasonable price. So my local hobby shop, which is like 45 minutes, hour drive away, I drive down maybe once every 6 weeks, and I can't leave without spending money. Anyway, in my local train store, there's a used department. Now they buy product and sell it. And they have stuff on consignment. So this is a little bit of both. Some of it they had on stock, and some of it they have on consignment. So I'm going to go through the box of what I bought down there, because this is a pretty good buy. Okay, let's have a look at what we got. Top of the pile is a whole bunch of little shrubs. Have a look at these. They're delicate, but they're shrubs. And so I think with some flocking on there, they're going to be delicate, but I think they're going to make great trees. And I got a whole bag of this stuff that I need to go through. Okay, I don't know what the super trees cost, but this cost me $1. Okay. Sand, I got some fine dark brown ballasts. I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for, but it's a nice little bag. The Woodland Scenics ballast can be expensive in these bottles. I got a little bit of a bag here for $5. I'm happy with that. You're eyeing up these decals, aren't you? Canadian Pacific script and block lettering with the beavers N scale. If I want to do up a F unit in the CP script, or a Jeep 9, Heritage Jeep 40, I got these, and I paid $2 for them, and I'm not sure what micro scale will sell them for, but I'm sure it's more than $2. All right. Wow, look at this. Big bag of fine coarse ballast. I paid $5 for that big bag. Now I do have some fine ballast over there. I'll just mix that in. It looks like a little bit of a different color, so I'm not sure if this is Woodland Scenics or not. It's a little bit of a different color, but it'll blend in. Right here, I got some rail insulators. I don't know what I'll use that for. Probably for my programming track for my DCC, which we'll get into one day. These are plastic straws. Oh, what a find. Can't find them in Canada very much, let alone Ontario. But as I was at McDonald's, they had a whole bunch of these, so I scored 4 of them. I mean, they're too big for loads for N scale, but they're going to be great for culverts and things in the roadways and whatnot. So that was a good score. All right, let's look at these. Okay, This is a Fox Valley model. It's I assume a 50-foot boxcar. It's Pan American. It's got train couplers on it, not the KDs. It's in great shape. I'm telling you, I don't even think it's been ran, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure what that's worth, but I know it's worth more than $20 that I paid for. And he had a couple more down there. I'll probably go down next week or so and pick up the sister ones of these, if they're still available. This is a LBF company. Now I haven't heard of LBF. I have another couple of their cars. A little bit of controversy behind these cars. I don't know much about that. Not into that. I really like them. They run really well on the track. And look at this bonus. Whoever owned this car had done some weathering on it, and I like it. It's got a little bit of graffiti script up here and here. And the trucks are weathered, the car's weathered. I think that's a pretty good score. And I'm not sure what these were worth new, but I got that for 20 bucks. 20 bucks? Yep, 20 bucks. So I was really happy about that. And there's one more LBF 50-foot boxcar. Now this is I don't have my reading glasses on. CHTT. So in Canada, we have a Canadian trackside guide. This is a 2003. And it's got all kinds of information in it on timetables and rolling stock and equipment. Anyway, I looked up the CHTT, and it's a subsidy of Union Pacific. And it's a beauty. I mean, wow. You know, I assume it's another 50-foot boxcar, but I really like that. And that's going to get painted. Oh, I'm sorry, I dropped it again. And it's tough. It's tough. So I'm really happy with that. 20 bucks. So all the used railroad equipment of all sizes is in a separate building from the main hobby shop. So what I do is I go over there first and spend my money. And then I go into the hobby shop and I usually say to the owner, I spent my money. So I was looking around at what is available new and what I was willing to spend. And I really didn't see a whole lot. So when I decided to leave, I bought these Rapido kits, wheels. I bought 2 boxes of them. There's 12 axles each, so there's 24 axles. I've got 33-inch wheels over here, and I got 36-inch wheels. I've got Intermountain wheels over there, and now I got Rapido wheels. So maybe one day we'll do a product test and see which ones we like best. One thing I didn't mention is I picked this up. Actually, this came in another product. So let's put that there. So that was at your hobby shop. So check your hobby shop out. See if they have something similar to this, used, consignment, because there are some really good deals to be had. Okay. The next way to save money is auctions. Now there are train shows, and we'll get into that, but there are also auctions. And my local train club, a little few miles away, spring and fall have a train club auction where people can bring their wares and their models and they can sell them. So we're going to do this in 2 separate pieces. So this is the first piece. So we take this away. Okay. So, a box of trees. HO scale. Right here. So, first of all, we got flocking, medium course. It's over here. I showed you this earlier because it was in the wrong box. this came with this box over here. Okay. I don't know what that is. Okay. Trees. So what I plan on doing, and I would probably do it on a series, is take these trees and cut them every 2 inches. So the first one will be fine, it'll be textured fine. And the next 2 inches I'll trim them, and the next 2 inches I'll trim them. I'll probably get hopefully 3 trees out of this one. And this is the same tree. And then we've got scour pad material trees. Not too happy about that stuff. I don't like that stuff, but we'll see. There's a tree, homemade tree, 2 inches, 2 inches. Now remember, in the wild, no trees are the same. So 2 inches, 2 inches, I'll trim it. Another scour pad, I don't know. I don't like those. This one doesn't look too bad. It's a small scour pad. Doesn't look too bad. I'll try to salvage some of this stuff. Nails, that all came with it. More trees, more trees, more trees, more trees. All kinds of trees, okay? All right. So when this came up for sale at the auction, there wasn't very many people bidding on that. I got it for $5. And this one says $11. And I'll try to buy that for $11 today. So the address on here is Hockley Valley Model Railroad Company. Now that hasn't been around for 25 years, so that's how old this stuff is. You know, some model railroader many years ago bought this stuff and built this stuff, and I ended up with it. Well, one thing it came with was these spews for trees. I don't even know if it's open. Yeah, it's open. So I guess you open that up and make flocking and whatnot, but you know what? There's nothing I can do with that. That's too large for me. So I don't know whether I'll either sell it or I'll give it away to somebody who likes to make trees, because I can't see me using that. Not at all. Not my scale. Okay. Let's bring up the big box here. Okay. Actually, that's a big box. I think I'll just sit it over here on the stool and bring things over. Small trees. Those will work for N scale. I'll mount them differently. I've got one on the layout already, so that'll go over there with the trees. Okay, what's the next item? Hockley Valley again, $4, and it's Harvest Gold Field Grass. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put this. I got sand ballast, light ballast again. I'll probably mix it in with that other stuff. I got a little container of numbers and letters. You know, cinema, if I get the word cinema in there. One thing that's really cool, and I should have used it, I will eventually, is I have a row of rock fences. And I think in N scale this will work perfect. It's probably for HO, but I think the N scale will work really good. Gas pump HO scale, I won't use that. Anyway, put that stuff back in there. You got all kinds of it. And, I don't know, are those drill bits? Always use drill bits. No, it's a stop sign. All right, so we'll put that all back in. Set that over here. Okay. What else do we got? Excuse me. Got railroad telephone poles, HO scale. I'll probably cut them up, use them for loads for my N scale, because I'm doing a logging area, and that'll probably be textures, so we'll do a logging area with that. Perfect. Oh, another little basket. Okay, so we got polyfiber green. It's actually kind of coarse, lumpy stuff. Medium, we use that. Remember, this all came from the same guy. So, Hockley Valley Railroad, 25 years old. Turf, yellow grass turf, use that. It's got a hole in it. Actually, every time I squeeze it, it puffs stuff out. Extra coarse turf. All kinds of HO stuff. I got nails. People. I'm actually thinking about maybe using the HO people. Maybe have a statue. That'd be kind of cool. Center square in my town square. Containers I'll never use. Got trucks. Got some metal wheels with these trucks. Look at that. I got a KD coupler style. Actually, I think that's a McHenry. More trucks, more trucks, more trucks. Red. You know. And what's that going to be good for? I'll show you. Because I have another container. I got some plastic siding here, Plastistruck. I got HO scale cars. Now this one here, plastic wheels, but it's got KD style couplers. It's heavy, someone's weighted it, but it's got metal wheels. So I got metal wheels I'll put in here. It's got plastic wheels. So I'll put metal wheels on that. I'm not sure what manufacturer this is, probably Athearn. It's missing a lid. I got a lid there. I'll move it over. And then I'll replace the trucks and the couplers. I might even try practicing some weathering on that, and then I'll flip it. Got a couple of, I don't know what they are, gas tanks. So that's got metal wheels, KD coupler on that end, missing that one. So I'll be able to put these together. KD coupler styles, yeah, that's KD's. And then replace the trucks. I don't know. Maybe somebody will want that. I don't know. I don't. Anyway, so that's that. So that's what I got in that box. I had a bunch of other crap. Okay, we won't go through the crap, but look what else I got. More scenery material. Now, this is black coarse turf of some sort. I haven't even opened that one up yet. Water, I guess. Liquid water. Melt it down. I have no idea. I don't even know how to use it. I may not use it. I may just give it away or take it to a train show and sell it. And I have some brown ore. It's called iron ore on here, and it's kind of a brownish color. I don't feel a lot of N scale hoppers, but I don't do an iron ore. So, not sure what I'm going to do with all that. Got the shaker with a little bit of grass in there. Fine turf. I have a shaker, but another shaker is not going to hurt. Got these cups. Let me put this and a bunch of plastic building scrap material stuff. So I'm going to put this back into the box. Okay, so just give me a moment. Okay, down here. So you saw what I got there. That's a train auction. Now, I haven't seen too many advertisements for train auctions, but I'm sure they're out there. I mean, North America is a big continent, so I'm sure some people do that to raise money for their train clubs. So keep an eye on it. Let me know if you go to auctions, because the first box was $5, and I'm going to get $5 for these, so that'll pay for it. And that other box I just showed you was $5. Isn't that something, eh? You get all that stuff for $10. That's part one of ways of saving money. Keep your eyes out for used equipment at your hobby shop, auctions. You can get some really good deals. Okay, so before we leave the workbench, I'm going to show you my next project. So I showed you the water feature I'm going to put over there. Well, this is what I'm going to use to bridge it. Single track arch Pratt truss bridge. So the idea is that railroad track line goes into a harbor scene where I'm going to bring my gravel train down to empty into a barge, and I bring the cylindrical hoppers down to the grain elevator on the water, with a boat to bring grain out. So I thought this was too heavy at first, but when I got thinking about the trackage weight of the cars, it's probably the correct height and correct size. So starting hopefully next week sometime, I'm going to start building this bridge, and we'll go through it and install the bridge. And I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be a great little project for me to do, and it's going to be like the first time I've tried doing this on the internet. So it'll be probably a video all by itself. And we're really looking forward to it. So now that I've shown you how to save some money, first part anyway, and we went through what's on the workbench with the new project coming up, I think the next thing to do is to go over to the layout and do a little rail fanning. Well, that concludes this episode of the Mainline Modeler for this month. Did you notice I put N scale in the middle there? I thought I should distinguish that this is an N scale layout, so I did that. I want to thank you for the 2 or 3 people that have reached out to me on my email account and encouraging me to carry on with this. Again, this is new to me, and it's quite difficult actually. And next year, hopefully I can do a little bit more of polishing the program. However, I want to say thank you for joining me this month. Next month, we're going to continue with how to save you money in this model hobby industry, especially under the attacks of tariffs and pricing of the product. I want to talk about a layout update. And I'll probably show you images and video of me building this truss bridge. It's a Walthers single track truss bridge. I 3D printed the guardrails, and we'll go through all that as well. So please, if you like what you've seen so far, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and please hit the like button. Appreciate it very much. If I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody will have a Happy New Year. So, trying to get the next video out before Christmas, but we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So part of this month's episode, I'm able to show you some rail fanning video I did down in Toronto this month. I went down to a photo video exposition down in Toronto, and I was able to videotape the Toronto transportation system. And we'll wrap up this issue with the video from that. So thank you very much.